Cal, the good news is that Jallikattu is on. The bull taming festival is going to be inaugurated in Tamil Nadu tomorrow by the Chief Minister himself.
Okay. All right. How do you want me to comment on this? As a foreigner, my position, for better or for worse, is I think it's wrong to sit there and treat animals in a way that they don't like. I think that's a form of abuse, according to the dictionary. I don't support rodeos in the West. I think it's the 21st century. I mean, to each their own.
Okay, this is where the confusion lies. It's the image of Jallikattu which actually conveys a wrong impression that Jallikattu is cruelty to the bull. Apparently, these bulls are taken very good care of.
Okay.
One of the reasons why bulls survive in Tamil Nadu is because the birth of a bull is not looked upon as a good omen. The birth of a cow, in fact, a female calf, is celebrated because she's going to give milk. A bull is supposed to be a wasteful animal because nobody uses bulls now to plow fields, they use tractors. So the reason why bulls are taken care of and they're fed good food and their health is taken care of is because of the festival of Jallikattu. Now what's happened there is that for the new Chief Minister, it's a big branding exercise because he had inherited a post from somebody who was larger than God. She was a virtual goddess in Tamil Nadu. Jallikattu was known as Jaya Amma. In fact, there was a temple in her name. There are canteens in her name where for 5 rupees you can get a plate full of food that would cost you 100 rupees anywhere else. And I mean, she had done a lot of missionary work there in the sense that she'd done a lot of charitable work there. Mm-hmm. So for the new Chief Minister who's inherited this post virtually from her, it's a major branding exercise because he's come out as a hero in this entire thing.
Right.
I mean, he appealed to Modi for help, he appealed to the centre for help, and the centre helped the state by coming up with an ordinance. Mm-hmm. And by clearing the ordinance and the governor giving his okay to it today, Jallikattu is on. So the bull taming festival will be inaugurated tomorrow by the Chief Minister and Tamil Nadu ministers. Several of them will be there. The question is now what happens to PETA? PETA was the one that put in this petition against Jallikattu. I'm sure there are going to be hostile reactions to PETA and PETA may be asked to even leave the state. Now, what's your take on that?
I think that's wrong, and I'll tell you why. It's like punishing Greenpeace, who files a court action to stop pollution and preserve the environment. That's their charter. They're not going to win all the battles, but you don't sit there and run them out of town just because you don't like their cause. You know, what if you were an animal and I grabbed you and I were trying to hold on to you for as long as I can to win a prize? Would you be happy? Probably not. So that's just my view. That doesn't mean it's right, but let PETA be PETA. They're not breaking the laws. They're trying to do what's right in theory. They're not going to win all their battles, and both sides should just go away and let it go. PETA should back down if they lose, and the other side should leave them alone. You don't run them out like you're a vigilante. That's not what a modern democracy is supposed to be about.
I agree with you, Cal, but I think here there's a lesson for PETA also that there's a line they should not cross. I mean, there's certain traditions that should be looked at very carefully indeed before you go around classifying them as cruelty to animals. Okay, tomorrow you can turn around and say that slaughtering animals is also cruelty to animals. Halal is cruelty to animals. There can be so many issues, So many issues can come up that you should only slaughter animals by shooting them. Or you should only slaughter animals by first giving them an electric shock that they are stunned. There's so many issues involved here. I think PETA should go about it slowly and steadily. And this entire thing, was almost as if like it was a scripted movie to give the new Chief Minister a major branding exercise, which is not what actually happened. But in the end of it, the new CM has definitely come out as a hero, and his place now is secure in Tamil Nadu politics. It's actually a shot in the arm for him, and hopefully it will help him further his political career. Of course, Jallikattu is back, and the hundreds and thousands of people who were protesting in Marina Beach now can breathe a sigh of relief, and Tamil Nadu can come back to a state of normalcy. Schools can reopen, things can be normal there again. Otherwise, God alone knows what may have happened in Tamil Nadu if they had gone ahead with this ban there. I'm sure there would have been violent protests. I'm sure things would have gone out of control.
Okay, but you mentioned two important issues. One is, remember, PETA initially won their verdict in their favor. So how is the court going to feel that what they ruled doesn't matter? Secondly, why should people get violent over something like this. That is not right. It goes against the principles of Gandhi.
Well, you have to understand here, this is a traditional sport and it's connected right down to the grassroots of Tamil Nadu.
So that means
So
it's okay to be
Jallikattu is
violent?
Jallikattu is not only about a sport. Jallikattu is also about Tamilian pride. And the whole issue became one of Tamilian pride versus PETA. And that's where, the chief minister had to play a key role. And his key role was to somehow get the ban lifted, and he succeeded in that. So Jallikattu is on, that's the good news, or the bad news, or whatever. But finally, Jallikattu is on. The state can breathe a sigh of relief.
Okay, I'm granting all that, but doesn't this also send a message to people that, hey, if we raise enough of a stink and we get violent, maybe we can justify the sport of throwing baseballs through a window? You know, whatever it is. The point is, violent acts should never be rewarded unless they're justified, and I don't see a justification as a Westerner, doesn't mean I'm right, to get violent over something like this. Could they not have argued their case without the violence?
No, that's exactly what they did. They tried to argue their case outside the court by staging a peaceful protest. The problem is the size of the protest. There were not 10 people protesting or 20 people protesting. Here there were thousands of people.
And that justifies the violence.
And not only that, the schools cut across all lines and all thoughts to support them. Colleges cut across and said, we are going to close down. The institutions cut across and said, we are also going to close down and protest. The entire state was locked down in protest. It showed that the people of that state want Jallikattu.
Okay, I'm not
So
disputing
then the
that.
government had to bow down and go ahead.
Okay, I'm not disputing that. It doesn't justify violence, but what you're talking about is mass resistance, which
Exactly.
is a different thing.
Mass resistance.
Yeah, that's a valid way of protesting. India's very famous for that, for actually championing that and raising awareness of the peaceful way of doing things.
Yeah.
You know, one of your founding fathers, Gandhi, is enshrined in history for that. But the violence part I have a problem with, and then wanting to run an organization that supports animal rights out of town is wrong, because that's a form of violence and intolerance.
Well, I guess, but I hope the government is tolerant towards PETA and does not throw them out of the state.
Me too.
Thank you.
Thank you.